Hey, thanks for checking in, checking back, checking out, checking out. Um, let's talk fasting and what it does for mental health and bipolar. Now, just a quick update. Last week, I fasted 3 days in a row: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It was a shock. My personal record is 4 days in a row. That was back in 2013 or 14, something like that. When I did that, I knew nothing about fasting. The reason I fasted primarily was because I was out of money, and my girlfriend at the time, so this was 2012, then maybe 2013 earlier. My girlfriend at the time was out of country, and I had like 5 days left to go before it was completely the apartment was completely out of food. And I thought I can just fast for 4 days, and then I'll eat all that food on the fifth day, and she'll come back, and then we'll go forward. And then I was working now, so how? I guess I was bad at budgeting food back then or something. I don't know, but I went. I was like, man, I got nothing, and I didn't. And it was winter time. I didn't want to go look for the cans and the trash can and the bottles and the pant. So I just said, fuck it. I'm just not going to eat for 4 days. So I felt really good. The thing is when you fast that long, you can't just throw food down the meat wagon immediately. I did. I On the fifth day, like I said, waiting for her to come home, I was eating French fries, mashed potatoes, those roasties in Sweden. They're like hash browns, like McDonald hash browns. I ate all the meat that was left, all the just all at once, just inhaling. And I was lucky to be on vacation at the time because immediately after that last bite, diarrhea. Now, I don't know why that happens. I'm going to try and real time research this for you. I totally forgot that while I was researching the key health benefits of fasting that I'm going to talk about. But why do you shit your pants? Let's put that. See what Google or whoever AI whatever's in here is going to say that after you fast. Um, yeah, experiencing sudden or urgent diarrhea after breaking a fast happens because food entering the empty stomach triggers an intense gastrocolic reflex, which rapidly pushes waste through the colon. Eating too fast, choosing heavy or greasy trigger foods, or consuming a large meal right away shocks the resting digestive tract. That's the Cleveland Clinic, their article, gastrocolic reflex, why do you need to poop after eating? Shit yourself. Um, so now that was back then. This last week, I did 3 days, and the fourth day, so it was Thursday of last week. I clearly remember thinking to myself, it'll be okay. I'm not going to eat all that junk. I'm going to eat a nice salad, which is what I did. I ate a nice salad. I had romaine lettuce, carrots, cucumbers, matzo ball. Um, I had those cheese snacks from Italy. They say they're from Italy. I think they're called cheese snacks. Tomato, nice big fat juicy tomato. Sun-dried tomatoes in the oil. I also like to put in cashews, peanuts sometimes. I like to put in artichoke hearts in my salads. Um, Paprika, why not? Bell peppers, Same thing. Same thing happened. The same thing happened. I didn't finish the salad. It was too much. I put it in the fridge. I ate it the rest of the next day. But when I put it in the fridge and went back, laid on the couch, just chilled, relaxed, um, within 10, 20 minutes, it was the fucking diarrhea. So what you're supposed to do is, if you choose to fast for 24 hours or 48 or 72, or do the Jesus fast and go 40 days in the wilderness, you're supposed to eat one hard-boiled egg, and wait an hour. As your stomach goes, oh my gosh, there's food again, right? Your body's going to wake up and go, oh, food, right? We remember this. And it's going to start digesting and churning and processing. And then you can put that big fat meal in your belly and you won't get the shits. Why does the body hold on to your bowels when you fast? That's another one. I have no idea. That's a good question. Let's do that. Why does the body hold on to bowel movements? How do you spell bowel? Bowel movement. Why does the body hold on to bowel movements when fasting? It could be like a caveman. When you fast, your body holds onto waste mainly because the conveyor belt of new food stops moving. Without fresh food entering the top, there is less physical bulk and less mechanical stretch in the gut to trigger regular bowel movements. This is AI Diagme. I don't know that. Kilt's Health. ScienceDirect.com. Who's reputable these days? You never know. But it happens. Trial and error. It happens. So as I was babbling, if you're not careful and you do a big fast, to me, in my opinion, a big fast is 24 hours. If you go 24 hours without eating and then you introduce food again, it just explodes out your butthole for some reason. Right? If you eat, let's say you do an intermittent fasting. Now, intermittent fasting is 2 meals a day or 1 meal a day. That's intermittent fasting. Where did 3 meals a day come from? You should look into that for yourself. So I myself, I was eating 1 meal a day for a while. And by a while, I mean like 5-6 years. And I like it, but I get this food, I guess, anxiety. And it's easier to just fast. It's easier to just like, fuck it, I'm not going to make food. I hate preparing food, first of all. I hate the preparation. Don't you hate it when they say, you look at a recipe and it says preparation time, 15 minutes, cook time, 10 minutes, total time, 25 minutes. And then it says, step 1, place the chicken marinated in the fridge for 30 minutes. 30 minutes is longer than 15 and 10. What the fuck is that? Prep time. That doesn't, no. So I don't like that shit. It gets at my mind, and I get I think I get anxious or something. I get argumentative in my head. Also, if I am hungry, I'll walk around and I'll look at restaurants and I'll go, I could spend money now. I could buy that. I could go get pizza. I could get a burger. I could get a falafel. I could get a bob. And then I think to myself, then I'll have less money. So just keep fasting. Because the food anxiety goes away and the money stays in the wallet. So, and what I'm about to tell you now with the bipolar and the fasting, oh my gosh. The last week when I was on day 4, I wanted to keep fasting, but my kids, and I love eating meals with my boys. And that desire was bigger than just keep fasting. This week I decided Monday I fasted, Tuesday I ate, Wednesday I fasted, Thursday I ate, and today I'm going to fast. I've been fasting. All I have is coffee and water, and coffee counts because I drink it like my sin, black. Oh, that's some great coffee. And trial and error, try it for yourself. Start by skipping breakfast or skipping lunch. When you're on vacation and you got half pension, which is Swedish for, um, I mean, word for word direct translation is half pension, but that means you don't get a lunch at the hotel you're staying at. You get the flight, you get the hotel, you get breakfast, you get dinner, but no lunch. Because the idea is that you're going to walk. Breakfast is early too, right? It's 6:30, 7 o'clock, and you're going to walk around early, or you're going to eat early, and then you're going to walk around early and go on all these tours, and you're going to eat something out in the city that you're touring in, you're vacationing in, and then you're going to come back for dinner time and eat a dinner, and then um, and then and then go to bed the next day. The funny thing is, when I had my first half pension, the first day, the first breakfast, I ate like everything: eggs, all the eggs, scrambled eggs, all the sausages, all the bacon, the pancakes. It was like America. It was amazing. It was like, let's do it. Let's chat out. I ate a ton of stuff. My girlfriend, she only ate like 2 bites of scrambled eggs, a sausage, half a bacon, and she never did breakfast. It was just coffee and cigarettes for her. Dinner time, we would eat a pretty hefty sized food, because our idea was, well, we don't need lunch. If we eat a big enough breakfast, we don't need lunch, because then we're going to have a big enough dinner. So we skipped lunch. So I don't know if I would call that an intermittent fasting. Breakfast, no lunch, dinner. Intermittent fasting to me is more like you skipping the breakfast, eating lunch and dinner, or skipping the dinner and eating the breakfast and the lunch. You got to have a big window between the last meal and the first meal the following day. Big window as in more than 12 hours. When you eat one meal a day, that's about 24 hours, right? 23, 24 hours, 22 hours. Every 20, something like that, right? If you're eating every day at 5 o'clock, that's every 24 hours you're eating. So you are technically kind of almost fasting for, let's say you eat a meal and it takes you from 5 till 6. So from 6 till 5 the next day is 23 hours. So that's a long fast. It's a long intermittent fast. And if you eat once a day, you don't have to worry about that hard-boiled egg shit's coming out the butthole. So anyway, so we were on this vacation, and we had this half pension, didn't eat lunch. At the end of the vacation, I noticed I was eating less and less and less, because my stomach had that time to shrink, get breakfast, do that, no lunch, just water, because we were walking everywhere. I believe we're in Italy, and drinking from the fountain, and then dinner, and then because the stomach's getting smaller. What happens when you fast, your stomach does, I don't know if it shrinks 100%, but I mean, like, the capacity to eat a lot of food goes away. I get fuller faster. I eat less, because I don't know why. I think it is because my stomach has gone down, because there's no food in it, so it's like resting. In other words, it's like any other muscle. I don't think the stomach is a muscle though, but it's an organ. But like, if you stopped working out, sooner or later, eventually your muscles will start to lose a little bit of their protein, a little bit of their muscle, their mass. You will, if you just stop working out, you will, go deflate, kind of. So I've noticed that. I think, and I'm eating salads, and I think, like, I got filled with salad, and I'm surprised, and I'm also like, in my mind, I want to eat those big fat meals, but I also want to be healthy and stay healthy, not just physically and mentally as well. So fasting, baby steps, start with skipping a meal, skipping 2 meals. If you can do 1 meal a day, great. I like the 5 o'clock slot. It's not too late in the evening. It's not too early after lunch. It's a good time usually with my kids. Also, you don't want to go to bed eating food before you go to bed, like an hour before you go to bed or 2 hours before. You don't want to go to bed digesting food. You don't want to drink a lot of water before you go to bed because you're going to get up and go to the bathroom a lot, and you're not going to get good sleep, good healthy diet and sleep. It's all connected. So that's what I do now. I do every other day. I think I'm going to stick with this for the rest of the month, I think, because like I said, last week I started 3 days in a row. That was a shock to the body. Now my body's like, oh, we're doing no food again, then food next day, and then no food again, and then food next, every other day food and no food. My energy has gone up. Also, my shoulder and my back, the inflammation. I think it was Tuesday morning when I woke up Tuesday morning. Tuesday was an amazing day. I woke up, I was blessed. I was amazed. There was no inflammation. My back didn't hurt at all in the morning. I noticed that and I was like, whoa, normally it hurts all the time in the morning. It's the toughest part of the day is my morning, getting out of bed actually. I'm like, oh my gosh, cricket here, cricket there. Like, oh man, it's like struggling. I have to stand still for quite some time, walk around the house, get the muscle warmed up, move around before I can. Walking downstairs can hurt sometimes. So the inflammation has gone down. So I want to do this every other day for the rest of the month. Your body has memory, muscle has memory. I think the organs have, when you're think about it, when your stomach has no food for, let's say, 48 hours now, that means it's been resting, doesn't have to work. That means the rest of the digestive tract, the large intestine, small intestine, the colon, the shitter, it doesn't have to work. That also frees up then your subconscious brain that's working. Do you regulate your kidneys consciously? Your heartbeat? Your gallbladder? Do you do that stuff regularly, knowingly? Do you sit there and you're playing your video games going like, oh, wait, my gallbladder, oh, there we go, that's better. No, you don't. It just happens. It just happens. So when you consciously take no food in, fast, and it's not just happening now, you're consciously denying the food, the process of digesting, your body now has an easier time with the rest of the other organs. You are what you eat. That's another one. If you eat shit, you are shit. So how come I'm fat? That's actually a big mistake. How come I'm fat? Because you eat fat. That's not true. Eating fat is very healthy. At least for me. Maybe not for you, but for me, I eat fat all the time. Ton of fat. Cheese fat, meat fat. If there's fat in vegetables, I eat fat all the time. I love fat. Fat and protein for me. Carbs in moderation. And if I do eat carbs, cashews and peanuts got a lot of fiber in them. You want to eat the fibrous carbs. Because what does fiber do? Makes you shit when you're done fasting. So, the mental benefits, though, there is like a spring in my step. I walked in this morning and a friend here said, what did she say? She used the word, it was Swedish. I believe it's pig. P-I-G-G or P-Y-G. I don't know, but she, I'm a pep in my step. What is that word? So, you're going to feel, but you don't know. If you've never done it, you don't know until you try it. So you have to try it. It's just like that with everything in life. It's like that with food. What's this taste like? Well, try it. It's like that with beer. Yeah, pig, spirited, lively, brisk. Yeah, fresh. Yeah, yeah. You don't know until to you try it. Maybe it's not for you. Um, Maybe you're bipolar. You need to eat 15 Snicker bars a day. That's just you. Maybe you can't eat vegetables because you're bipolar, and that's just you. Um, I highly doubt it, but you are what you eat. You know, if you're constantly going up and down in your mood and your energy, look at your diet. Try fasting. If you eat healthy and you fast, if you follow my footsteps, my guidelines, I'm telling you, you're gonna feel better. You're gonna. It might take a while. But when it clicks, when your body clicks and goes, oh my gosh, we're eating so healthy and we fast every other day, or we're doing an intermittent fast. Maybe um, there's also intermittent fasting could also be like a window. Sometimes when I want to cheat, yes, this is what I do. I will eat at 5 o'clock, and I will give myself till 9 at night to do that, to cram all that stuff in. Reese's, Snickers, Tony the Tiger, Frosted Flakes, ice cream, candy, um, you know, oh gosh, those things are so good. Jordnuts Ruta, something like that. Oh, they're so good. They're like square-shaped, bite-sized Snickers. They really are. And they at the grocery store. Might have to buy some today and save them for tomorrow. I don't know. It's self-discipline is tough. Self-discipline is tough. Put an alarm on. Wake up. If you sleep at midnight and you wake up at 8, that's 8 hours already right there. And then you go another 4 hours, that's 12 hours. You just might be in a state of ketosis, which means you're going to lose weight. One thing's for sure is your mental state should be a little bit better. See, there's all this stuff that goes on in the background of our minds. So like I said, the gallbladder, the heart beating, the digesting. When you get it in there, you're eating it, but how long until it comes out? I think it's 24 hours. If you eat something, 24 hours later, it will come out, something like that. But shit, I just went on a tangent and forgot what I was thinking. The background. So all this stuff is in the background, and I think the goal is to try to get it to the foreground. And one way of doing that is fasting, intermittent fasting, taking your time. For me, fasting is many things, not just mental. It's also there's spiritual fasting. It could be diet as well. If you are going to fast to lose weight, because the body holds on to the shitter for some reason. I read it and said it earlier. No, nothing coming in, so nothing doesn't be pushed out. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? Like when Jesus was in the wilderness for 40 days, and when he ate a fish or a hard-boiled egg, who knows? Was there a dump that came out, or like what happened to that dump inside there? It probably stunk like a motherfucker, that's for sure, right? I mean, you know that if the longer it stays in your body, the more stink it's gonna have. That's a fact. That's a fact, Yeah. A lot of things have been happening with the fasting, the intermittent fasting, and now I'm going really hardcore with it, doing every other day. It feels good. I am getting better at that food anxiousness I just talked about. with my kids. It's like, what do you want for dinner? They'll say something, and I'll think, oh yeah, I could do that. Now it's like, oh yeah, I could like tonight. Um, my my teenage boy, he wants to spend time with his girlfriend. Fine, so I'm gonna have dinner with her. Okay, fine. Um, and my youngest, he said, I want meatballs and potatoes and gravy and lingonberry. And I was like, oh yeah. So I'm going to make that. I'm gonna put it in Tupperware for tomorrow for me, but I will sit there with him. I always do, even when I fast. I sit there and watch him eat, and we talk, and we have a good time. But anyway, back to the benefits of fasting. Um, when you abstain from food, your body shifts from using glucose. What's glucose? Glucose, sucrose, dextrose. Do you know what those are? Do you know what those are? Anyway, Google it. For energy to burning stored fat. Glucose glucose is the. I'm not a doctor. Glucose is it's sugar. You know, glucose, fructose, sucrose, dextrose. Those are all sugars, and they're that sugar. You know, when you eat a Snicker bar, and you got so much energy you're through the roof. That's the glucose. When you do what I do, fast, intermittent fast, whatever, you start burning the stored fat, the visceral fat, the brown fat, the fat that's been there for years. Why won't this go away? Because you keep eating. It's caloric intake versus caloric burn, right? If you are supposed to burn 1,000 calories a day, and you eat 2,000 calories of vegetables a day, of salad, of healthy stuff, because you put in 1,000 calories more than you should have, well, now you're in caloric plus, so you're going to not lose weight as easily as if you were in caloric deficit. If you're supposed to intake 1,000 and you're intaking 500, well, you're going to start losing weight. It's seriously that. I'm not going to say stuff to be hoity-toity. It is calories in and calories out. When you fast, however, for like 3 days, like I did last week, I got on the scale a couple times, and I was like, it wasn't really, the weight doesn't drop, because the body will want to hold on to certain things, but you need energy to burn, to walk, jumping jacks, go for a swim, a hike, get to work, produce life. You need to burn energy, and that energy comes from the stored fat when you are fasting and you're in acidic ketosis. When you burn the stored fat, your body will trigger widespread physiological improvements. And this is a John Hopkins article I'm reading now. They are wonderful. John Hopkins, come on, you can't really default them, can you? Weight and fat loss. Fasting naturally restricts your caloric intake. It lowers insulin levels, which is your sugar, and increases human growth hormone, HGH, optimizing the breakdown of body fat. Clinical data analyzed by Healthline indicates can specifically target harmful visceral belly fat. It just disappears. It disappears. The best I ever was, I think, was 89 kilos or something like that. And I was chiseled. I was in the gym. I follow this one guy. He did what I did, where he ate one day and he fasted the next day, and he would work out. Even the days he didn't eat, the days he fasted, he would still work out. The dude was phenomenally yoked. So, reduced inflammation. That's another one. I was talking about that. It's crazy, but it's like you take out the food, and for whatever reason, the inflammation goes away. Um, it's weird. It's weird. It's weird. And you know they say bread and pasta and rice, carbs, not all carbs, but carbs and sugar carbs. You know, you want the fiber carbs. Like I'll eat a handful of cashews, I feel fine. But if I eat, you know, lasagna, the inflammation, I gotta take a long walk because I know that inflammation is gonna come in the morning. But lasagna tastes so fucking good. Don't you love good homemade lasagna made by real Italians? Oh, it's so good. It's so fucking good. Anyway, enhanced heart health. Look at. Have I shown you guys this yet? Do you see that? See it? You can barely see it. It's healed pretty well. Yeah, open heart surgery. Open heart surgery. So enhanced heart health. That's important for me. Cellular cleanup. Autophagy. So when you're resting during an extended fast, your cells initiate a recycling program called autophagy. You want to look younger? Fast. You want to feel younger? Fast. You want to think younger? Fast. Boosted brain function. This is funny. On the article, just like I'm ahead of it, but it's funny. Brain-derived neurotropic factor (BDNF). This protein supports memory, enhances mental clarity, and may offer protection against neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. So here's a fasting timeline by Hirschfield Oncology. In the 12 to 24 hours, your glycogen depletion and your ketosis begins, so you start burning fat. The primary benefit, the body shifts to burning fat, mental clarity increases. 24 to 48 hours, accelerated autophagy. What was that again? The cellular cleanup. Your cells actively clear out metabolic waste and junk proteins. The third day, 48 to 72 hours, your immune cell regeneration. Primary benefit, old immune cells are cleared, prompting the body to create fresh ones. It is very healthy, in my opinion. I want to donate my body and mind to science right now with my psychiatrist because I'm pissed off that I have to be on lithium. And I think I'm doing really well. I was on a phone call the other night with my ex-wife. I was talking about this level the whole time, and it wasn't my level or volume of voice or tone. It was what I was saying that was getting to her that made her say, calm down, calm down. And I said, are you listening to my voice? I am very calm. And yeah. Like, you're losing. Shut the fuck up, you're losing, which she is. But here in Sweden, you have to take things very slowly. I have to wait for this agency and that agency, and they have to read it and look at it and investigate it. And this could take fucking 20 years, right? And then it's like, oh, hey, too late now. It's pointless. It's over. Just forget it. But it's slowly but surely. So there are some warnings, contraindications. Fasting is safe for many people, but not for everybody. Individuals who are pregnant, you shouldn't fast. That baby needs food. If you have a history of eating disorders, that's fasting is. I mean, that's what. How do anorexics become anorexic? They take the fast way too far, way too seriously. Bulimia, I believe that's where you eat and throw up and eat and throw up and eat and throw up. So that's, I think, different problems. I think the acid of throwing up burned the throat and other stuff. And because the stomach is getting something and then not, and then something and then not. I mean, I don't know that much about bulimia. If you take medications for diabetes, you should avoid fasting unless your doctor says otherwise. You need to drink plenty of water because of the dehydration. Also, it's okay for like salts and what are those called? Oh my gosh, what are those called? When you drink the salts, they're in Gatorade. Um, iodized. What are those things called? The electrolytes. Electrolytes have no calories in them as well. That's really good too. I myself personally, it's just water and coffee. Um, I'm a big, 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 big proponent, and that's bullshit. You need to get on Shroom Tech Sport and Shroom Tech Immune and casein and whey and protein and get soy and get lecithin, and you need vitamin B and vitamin C and vitamin D and A and B12 and oxide, and don't forget omega-3s, and don't forget the fish oils, and don't forget the creams and the powders and the blah blah blah. Dude, everything you need to function is in a nice healthy diet. Nice healthy diet, great food, right? You can be a vegetarian and be healthy. You can be an omnivore, a carnivore, you can be a herbivore, you can be a vegan. That's possible too. You don't need all this extra bullshit. You don't. You don't. You might want it. You might feel better. Good. Go for it. Can you afford it? You need to, here, I drink this. This is what I drink. And you want to buy some of it? It can be yours for $5,000, and then you'll feel really good. Bullshit. A nice hearty salad with a steak is perfect. I've also tried to eat really little when I do eat on the day I get to eat, instead of going gung ho. Fruit and veg, just a carrot, a cucumber, a banana, an apple, throughout the day, and then a meal with my boys at home. And not a big, like, I'm going to eat 16 servings of the lasagna or 7 slices of pizza. No, no, no. We have been tricked over time, I think, I believe, I feel, to eat like it's playing cards. Let's play cards. Okay, let's eat. Okay, let's set a meal. I'll have another one. Right? So no. Watch what you eat. Yeah, fasting. I mean, it is a game changer. It is a game changer. Consult with your physician, especially if you're bipolar or ADD or ADHD or OCD or PCP or PCOS or diabetic or schizophrenic or multiple personality disorder, or if you have that golden diagnose of caffeine disorder, whatever it is, caffeine intake disorder. Yeah, go talk to the doctor. Say, hey, I want to start fasting, and see what your doctor says. Okay. They know this shit. They know this shit. They know all of this shit. That's the other thing. A good doctor knows. They just don't want to recommend it because they want to keep you on their system, their program, not your own program, their program. Come into the clinic and pay a fucking co-payment. Come into the clinic, go to the pharmacy and pay a fucking medical payment. Do all these things, right? What did Hippocrates say? The father of medicine. Let food be your medicine and medicine be your food. That's it. After dinner, it's been, I think, 2 nights in a row now, we take a big fat walk, me and my kids, and their options are take a walk or don't get rewards. I have to do that. I have to. What's for dessert? They don't get dessert every night, but if there is dessert, well, we're going to go for a walk. And if there isn't dessert, we're still going to go for a walk because that's what we do. You can go for a walk. We could have fun. We can go around. We can talk. Maybe we could play football at the park or something like that. Or, maybe I'm in a good mood and we can go buy one candy bar each or something like that. But to get that candy bar, you got to walk to the store with me after dinner. And funny enough, my youngest was with his mother, my 17-year-old. It was just me and him. And after we ate dinner, he said, we just sitting on the balcony chilling. And he goes, "Go for a walk, Dad?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's go." He brought it up. Let's go. So we went. We took a nice long walk. Start somewhere. Skip breakfast and lunch. Why not skip lunch? It happened to me. That was weird. I think it was because we were walking so much every day from breakfast till dinner. We're walking around everywhere. As big as Venice was, it is kind of small. Felt big and small. I think it's because you're on the water, but you're going back and forth anyway. And Amsterdam is a small city that we walked that a lot too and skipped lunch, and the same thing happened then. I would pack I would see the food and be like, "Oh yeah," and pack my plate, and then get down and start eating it, and then I'd be like, "I'm full. I can't finish this." So fasting is great. Don't wait. Are you tired? Aren't you tired? Aren't you tired of certain things always being the same when you can't change them? Aren't you tired of that fucking bullshit? Your rent is always going to be there. Your mortgage is always going to be there. The electricity bill is coming. Right? Are you cooking meals on the stove and using electricity to do that every single day? Take a day off. See what every other day will do with that little tiny bit of no stovetop electricity being used. Will your budget increase a little bit? You don't know till you try. You don't know till you try. So I'm still sick and tired of a lot of things. And I know a part of it is fasting, but also part of it is not fasting. I don't sit there and think to myself like, "Oh, I'm going to fast for 4 days now, and then all of a sudden I'm going to be a millionaire." No. But the mental clarity and the way I think and how I think about things and how it happens, especially my behavior, my actual, I argue less. I listen to people and I just go, In my mind, I say bullshit, and then I say it's not even worth. There is no changing of minds. Nobody can change anybody's mind. Even lawyers can't change minds of the other lawyer and the other party. In the jury, and you're trying to change them. "Your Honor, my client fasts, and he is a superhuman. Your Honor, he is lying to me." Like you can't change. Like it just, you only can change your own mind and your own self. That's it. And one way to do that is to implement a fasting regime. Taking control of one aspect of your life that you can control 100% and see what happens. That is your diet. I really feel that. If you are buying your own food, fixing your own food, eating your own food, you're in control of it. Are you really hungry? If you're not hungry, don't eat. That's my golden rule. If you're not hungry, don't eat. Even the days that I am eating, like yesterday, and actually I was hungry yesterday, but the day before Tuesday, I remember before I took the first bite, I was like, should I eat this? Do I really want to eat this. And the final thing that got me to eat it was I looked at the expiration date and it was due that day. So I had to eat it. It was either eat it or freeze it and put it in the freezer and then eat it, the whole thing, in the future of I don't know when. So I ate the whole thing and it was delicious. It was. So I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. Give it a shot. You have nothing to lose but time. And time is, we all lose time. It just goes. You really can't waste time either because it just goes. You know, you're never gonna get time back. And you see a bad movie, what a waste of time. You see a good movie, what if they're both 90 minutes each? Just the same amount of time. Right? So anyway, have a good weekend. I hope this helps. Wait, you know what? I think there's food. Really quickly, I think there's food that keeps you like a fast. The food which keeps you in ketosis. 20 foods to eat on the keto diet. No single food keeps you in ketosis on its own. My bad. My bad. Instead, staying in ketosis requires eating foods that are very high in healthy fats, have moderate protein, and contain almost zero carbs. Yeah, okay, my bad. My bad. So that was I probably saw that on Facebook or something like that. Yeah. Yeah. You got to try stuff. Trial and error. Trial and error. Try the fasting. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, then stop. You don't have to. You don't do it no more. You don't do it no more. Right? The carnivore diet. I knew a lady. She was on the carnivore diet. I said, "Why are you on the carnivore diet?" "Oh, I'm trying to lose weight." I saw her again. I saw her again. I saw her again. I saw her again and 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 again. How's that carnivore diet going? Oh, I'm still doing it. Well, how come your weight's not going down? It's not for her. Living in denial. There's so many diets out there. You got to try everything before you find something that clicks for you. What has clicked for me is, I think it's the every other day fasting. I love food. I love food, but I don't like being fat. I don't like being inflammation of my joints, my shoulder, my lower back. I don't like my brain being soggy and foggy. I don't like exploding and yelling, especially with people I love. I don't like arguing with my ex-wife. That drives me to eat healthy and fast more than let's just be a glutton. Let's just be a glutton. So enjoy. Love yous. See you later. Bye-bye.